Hello everyone, welcome to Dilipov's Academy. In this video we will revise the basics of functions and graphs of functions with the help of few examples. So here comes the first question, which has defined f of x as minus 2x plus 3, and they expect us to compare between quantity a, which is f of minus 1, and quantity b, which is f of 1. Now since f of x is equal to minus 2x plus 3, to evaluate quantity a, we will simply substitute x as minus 1. So as we substitute x as minus 1, we get minus 2 into minus 1 plus 3, which is equal to 2 plus 3, that is simply 5. Similarly, to evaluate quantity b, we will substitute x as 1, which gives us minus 2 into 1 plus 3, that is equal to minus 2 plus 3, that is equal to 1. So it is very clear that quantity a is greater. Hence, we will mark option A and go to the next question. So second question has defined two functions for us. F of x is equal to x plus 1 and g of x is equal to 2x minus 1. They expect us to evaluate f of g of minus 2. Now this is a question on composition of functions. So as we know, the basic input here is minus 2, on which two functions g and f are applied successively. The first function that is acting on minus 2 is that of g of x. So here, in order to find f of g of minus 2, first we will evaluate g of minus 2. Now since g of x is equal to 2x minus 1, g of minus 2 will be equal to 2 into minus 2 minus 1, which gives me minus 4 minus 1, and that is equal to minus 5. Next, we should find out f of minus 5. But f of x is simply x plus 1, therefore f of minus 5 is minus 5 plus 1, which is equal to minus 4. And hence, by entering the answer as minus 4, we will conclude this question successfully. Now comes the next question, where they have asked which of the following is or are in the domain of f of x, which is given by x plus 1 upon x square minus 4. Now here, as all of us know, the domain is the set of all acceptable input values. Now here, fx will be well defined if the quotient x plus 1 upon x square minus 4 is well defined. Now for this quotient to be well defined, the term in the denominator, that is x square minus 4, should not be equal to 0. That is, x square should not be equal to 4. That is, x should not be equal to plus or minus 2. Hence, all other values except plus or minus 2 are acceptable, or in other words, all values except plus or minus 2 will be in the domain of this function. As a result of which, the correct options to this question are options A, D, and E. Okay, I believe all of you understood this question and its solution. So this was third question completed. Let us move on to the next question, where the graph of function is given and they are asking us to find the value of f of 3. As you know, to evaluate f of 3, we will look for 3 on the x-axis, and to find f of 3, we will connect 3 with the corresponding value on this graph. So as we do that, if the input is 3, then the output will be f of 3, which is going to the height of 2 on this graph. Therefore, the final answer here is 2. And therefore we will submit 2 in the numeric entry box provided, and conclude this question successfully. Now comes the fifth question, where the graph of function is given and they are asking us to find that positive value of x if f of x is equal to 0. Now, as f of x is equal to 0, we should be looking at those points where the graph is intersecting the x-axis. Or in other words, f of x equal to 0 implies that the output is 0. But very simple observation here tells you that the graph is intersecting the x-axis at points which are either x equal to -5 or x equal to -1 or x equal to 2. But since the question is asking you to find only the positive value of x, once again we will submit 2 in the numeric entry field provided and conclude this question successfully. Yes, now comes the last question in this video. There is a graph of f of x shown and they want us to find the new coordinates of point A on this graph, on the graph of g of x, which is defined as f of x plus 3. Now here, as all of you know, the function g of x is written or is defined as f of x plus 3, which means we are supposed to add 3 to the output of f of x. Now, as we have studied, one of the properties of graphs of functions tells us that if you add a positive constant to the output, then the entire original graph has to be lifted up by 3 steps. Now, therefore, if g of x is equal to f of x plus 3, then g of 1 will be equal to f of 1 plus 3. But from the graph we can see that f of 1 is minus 3. Therefore, g of 1 will be equal to minus 3 plus 3, that is equal to 0. And that implies the new coordinates of point A on the graph of g of x will be 1, 0. This implies that we will mark option D to conclude this question successfully. For more such videos, check out our playlist and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.